जगन्नाथ महाप्रभु का हाथ, माँ का आशीर्वाद और मेरे स्टूडेंट्स और चाहने वालों का दुआ है मेरे साथ। नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है अरविंद दास और आज आपका दिन बनने वाला है बहुत खास। So welcome to the Corporate Brahmastra show. Hello, hi, namaskar, Jai Jagannath, Adam, Radhe Radhe, Shat Shri Akal. So this is Arvind Das, your host, your dost, and today it is the second episode of the Corporate Brahmastra show, and we have with us somebody who is very special. He is a dynamic personality. He is a corporate leader. He has rich experience in corporate. He has been in many leadership positions in many companies. He has more than 2 decades of experience. He has been in companies like KPMG, Deloitte, Reliance, Jio, etc. He is also a Tedx Speaker and he is the best-selling author of the book Workmanship and Winning. So presenting in front of you, the one and only Mr. Satyajit Senapati. Sir, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Arvind, for those kind words.
So how's the Josh?
Josh is high.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
I think it's a very interesting platform to connect with people, and I must congratulate you, for this show. And I wish many success to you in this show.
Much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, let me tell you something about this show in brief. This show is purely dedicated to the young professionals. Students who are preparing for corporate jobs, anybody who is aspiring for corporate jobs, and what I have thought of is keeping the episodes very short, like 15 to 20 minutes. Normally these kind of shows which they happen for 30 minutes, 1 hour, but I have decided to keep it short so that within a short span of time people could get the cream information, the crisp information. So that's what is the whole idea regarding this.
Absolutely, I think it's a fantastic idea because we all know, right? Our attention spans are going down.
Yes.
We probably are the impatient lot.
Right.
So which is why I think this short format is going to work exceedingly well.
Yeah.
And I mean, as long as you provide value content, which I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
I'm sure the audience is going to love it and cheer for you.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. And I feel so honored that you have come to my show. It's really amazing to have you in my show.
Thank you so much, and it's a privilege for me as well.
Thank you. So we are going to have this conversation over a glass of juice. So as you can see, the juice glasses are here.
Let me take a sip.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. Let me also take. So, sir, since last year I have become very health conscious. That's why you can see I'm taking healthy beverages, healthy food, and I'm also encouraging people around me to become health conscious like me, because I strongly believe that lamba race का घोड़ा वही बनता है जो healthy होता है, and I'm pretty sure that you will also agree with me on this.
Absolutely. I think the concept of health is not very well understood, especially amongst the youngsters.
Yes.
Youngsters typically abuse their body. But discipline goes a long way. There are many examples.
Finally, I have understood.
Look at Sachin Tendulkar, right? Long innings. His innings, his cricket journey is probably longer than many people's corporate careers, right?
Absolutely.
So how is this possible?
24 years is a long time.
Absolutely. He has been at the peak of his fitness.
Yes.
Tries very hard. Look at Virat Kohli, right? I mean,
correct.
How much he is dedicated to fitness.
Correct.
So I think fitness, health, these are very, very important factors and often neglected. And,
absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
I think you are doing a good job in terms of not only embracing this in your own life, but also propagating the idea among the youngsters. I think this is very important.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, you have more than 2 decades of experience in corporate, and I really want that you to help our viewers, our students, through the help of this episode. So can you just tell us in brief about your corporate journey?
Sure. So I've been working in the industry in corporates for close to 2 decades now, and I have held various positions. Started out in the tech sector, then did my MBA from IIM Lucknow, and then went on to join management consulting firm Deloitte, then KPMG, then Reliance Jio, then Novartis. So one company led to other, one position led to other, and then one country led to other. But in all, it has been a very enriching and very experiential journey. I learned a lot of things. I've worked in teams, dedicated teams. I worked in cross-functional teams. So overall, this has been a very, very rich experience. Worked in MNCs, worked in Indian conglomerates, worked in consulting client-facing roles, worked in internal strategy roles. So there has been a lot of different kinds of experience that has happened in my corporate life, and I'm very thankful for all these experiences, because that is what has made me who I am today.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. It's really good to know that your journey is of more than 2 decades. 20 years is a big time, and nowadays youngsters are, they are not even surviving or sustaining for even for 4 to 5 years.
Right.
So, what is your message to them? Like how to sustain in a job for a long period of time?
Right.
Because 2 decades back or 3 decades back, our parents' generation, they used to work for 30 years.
Right.
Okay, around average 25 to 30 years. But now it is not the same.
Absolutely.
So what is your message to the youth regarding this?
Yeah.
How to sustain?
Yeah, I think this is a very, very important question. Okay, see, what happens is typically when you join a corporate job, you work, and then slowly your number of years of experience goes up. So you move from one role to the other, and that's how journey continues.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you need to understand that at various stages in your life, in your career, there will be different expectations from you.
Correct.
From the career perspective. So what is expected of you when you are a youngster, or maybe 2-3 years into the job, is not going to be the same when you are like 10 years experienced or when you are 20 years experienced. Understanding that difference is going to be the key. Again, let me take the example of cricket.
Okay.
So when you look at players who have had a fairly longish career, right? When you see at the start of their journey, they are fairly flamboyant.
Yeah.
They start hitting sixes, fours at every ball, and they're like these people who are not afraid to make mistakes, which is fine. And then as you see them slowly, they mature into better players. They start understanding their role in the team. Mm-hmm. They cannot be that flamboyant player anymore. Although they can still play shots, still be aggressive, but at the same time they have to understand their role under different situations. Sometimes they have to be run aggregators. Sometimes they have to hit the ball out.
Yes.
Understanding your role is going to be crucial in terms of playing out a big innings, and not just in corporate, in anything that we do. Correct. Even as a startup or as a founder or having your own company, understanding how you want to pace it is going to be the key to play a long innings. And I think that's the key to understand the long journey.
Great, wonderful, sir, wonderfully explained. And sir, I have also seen that some of my students who are already into their corporate journey, some of them have completed their 6 months, some have completed the 1 year. They want to switch to some other companies, but they are pretty confused at whether this switch is going to affect their career or not. So what is your take on this?
So I think switching is absolutely fine, because at the end of the day, you have to look after your career. Nobody else is going to do that. Okay, so if you think that there is a better opportunity somewhere else, I think you should go all out and grab that opportunity. So there is no two minds about that. The question is, how often do you switch?
Yes.
So if you're
the ideal timing for?
Yes. So if you're switching like in 5 months, 10 months, then is it going to reflect badly in your CV?
Yeah.
So frankly speaking, as a recruiter, I don't care. When I recruit people in my corporate stint, I never looked at how much he has jumped, because at the end of the day, skill matters. So if he brings the right skill for the right job, and he can explain why the jumps have been, I think it is a fair call for me.
Yeah.
So I really don't have that much of concern when it comes to jump. But yes, there are people who will have that. So these are called individual biases. So it depends on the recruiter how he is going to look at the jumps.
Yeah.
But yes, again, to add to the point, 5-6 months in a company is going to be fairly low period to understand whether you like the company, whether the role fits you or not. So give it some time. At least give it 8 to 9 months, 1 year. Understand that, okay, this role is not for me. This company is not for me, and then you can switch. This is absolutely, nobody is going to put any stigma on you. Nobody is going to brand you as a job hopper or anything.
Nobody's going to judge.
Absolutely. But that confidence has to be from you, that you are yourself not a job hopper, right?
Yeah.
You have changed jobs because you had to change jobs because of some criteria. So if you are convinced yourself, don't worry about what the recruiters are going to think about.
Great. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. So, wonderful insights by sir. And I would also like to know something related to promotion, like how a candidate in corporate can get promoted, what we call as fast track promotion.
Right. See, one of the main things that happens in a job, right, whether it is corporate, government or any other job, is your relationship with your boss or your relationship with your manager, right? And when I say relationship with your manager, I know too many minds will waver around thinking that what can I do for the manager? No, you don't have to do anything for the manager. You have to do your work in a way that there is no miscommunication between you and your manager.
Okay.
The manager should know that you are trustworthy, that you are somebody he can rely on, that you are somebody who is adequately skilled, that you are somebody who he can blindly believe. If you can achieve these aspects, which is where things will happen for you. So let me just quickly give you an example of what I mean by saying. So in your career, in our careers also, for that matter, all of us must have heard about this, that we need to add value to activities, to our tasks, right? So I'll narrate one incident that happened. So there was this partner in one of the consulting firms, and he asked one of the younger people to get a printout, and I was also there. So then he was talking about value adds, and also I was thinking that what can somebody do, what value can somebody add to a job as printing of documents, right? So he told me that you wait and see what will happen. So this young guy comes and he comes with a bundle of printouts and he hands it over to the partner. Now he goes away. Now the partner tells me that, see, this is a mundane task like printing, okay? But can he add value to this small task? Yes, he can. How? For example, he could have asked that, can I staple this? Can I staple this at an appropriate angle so that you can flip it? Do you need prints both sides or do you need prints on single side? Can I do a spell check? Can I do a logical check to see if something has been missed out? Are the page numbers in order or not? So these are some of the value adds that he could have done, the youngster, right?
Okay.
But he didn't do. So that is exactly what my partner was alluding to, that even in a mundane task, if you can add value, that goes a long way in creating the right optics for your manager. And when you have that right optics for your manager, when you put the right things in place, when you know what is expected out of you and you deliver above and beyond, I think that's when you really start getting into the fast track, and then there is no stopping.
Wonderful, so wonderful. So what do you mean is that promotion relies majorly on the boss or the manager? Is that what you are saying?
See, most companies have very well-defined processes when it comes to promotions. But one of the key stakeholder in a fast-track promotion is your boss, is your manager, because he is at the end of the day the supervisor of your work.
Right.
He is the one who is going to certify the quality of your work and whether you have demonstrated skills at a level up to what you are currently. Right. It is only then that the promotions will happen. And to be very honest, right, in a day and age when skills are the king, right? If you rely on number of years of experience to get to the next level, then you will not go far. So you really need to understand how to skill up and how to basically be an asset, be a team player within the team. In any case, I am not saying that you are going to, oil and butter your boss. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that be the Mayday man for him. So if he is having any challenges, he should be looking at you. Be that go-to guy in the team.
Go-getter,
go-to guy. Anything that has a problem in the team, people, the manager is looking at you. Your team members are looking at you. They respect you. You are a complete team man. And at the same time, you also lead the way. Right. I think if you can do that, and if you can create that impression, that realistic impression in front of your boss, manager, I think that's when things becomes much easier for you. You also enjoy the process. That's the key, right?
Yes.
So that way it is very important.
Right. Great enough, sir. and like you have been in your corporate journey for more than 2 decades. So you must have worked with many bosses, many managers.
Yes.
It seems that you must have impressed them. That the bosses must have been very much happy with your work. So how did you do that?
So it's a very interesting question. I'm glad you asked. See, I've been telling about the importance of the right optics with your supervisor, right?
Yes.
See, what happens is, so let me give you a realistic example. If you are the boss in the team and you have 3 people, and out of the 3 people, 2 people come running to you with the problems, and only 1 person comes to you with the solution, which 1 person are you going to look at to when the next problem comes?
Wow.
It is, of course, the one who comes to you with the solution.
Correct.
In my career, yes, I have had many fast track promotions. I have risen through the ranks very fast.
Yeah.
What I have really followed is I have always tried to be part of the solution rather than being part of the problem. See, it is easy. When we have a problem, we run with the problem to the boss. Boss, this is not working, that is not working. But if you go to the boss with 3 solutions, boss, this is not working, but you know what, I did some analysis, these are the 3 things which can work. Can you look at it and help me out with the suggestion? I think that's where the rapport starts getting built. Right? You have to find that way in which you turn your mind from being part of the problem to becoming part of the solution. Always strive for that, and you will see a drastic improvement in your own professional quotient.
So the mantra is to be solution oriented rather than being problem oriented.
And again, I'm not saying that you need to solve it. I'm saying that because many times you will not be in a position of authority to take a decision.
But at least the attitude should be there.
At least the attitude should be there. At least you should come up with 5 solutions, 3 solutions, whatever number it is.
Yes.
But at least you should come up with solutions to solve the problem rather than just raising your hand. Okay, this has been done. I can't do anything. If you have that attitude, then you are no better than the rest.
Exactly.
The idea is you have to stand out of the rest. That's when you will be recognized and you will be fast tracked.
Yes.
I think that's the key.
Sir, right now I think you are a freelance consultant. And so do you also consult the corporate people or like the college going students? Who exactly is your audience?
So I work at transforming careers for experienced people, mid-level experienced people, senior executives.
Mostly experienced people, not freshers.
Freshers, as in I go to colleges as part of my public speaking, and I speak on topics as in how to build the foundations of a strong corporate career, how to understand your corporate career, how to do well, how to 10x your growth. All these are some of my areas where I speak and I have developed my expertise.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir. And as I mentioned that sir has been into many consulting companies like KPMG, Deloitte and all. So, sir, what is your message to the people who are preparing for consulting jobs? So, how and what are the strategies they need to follow to crack consulting interviews?
Right. So, again, very interesting question. So, cracking a consulting job has basically 3 parts. The first part is the consulting resume. So your resume has to show a lot of problem solving abilities, right? All the statements that you write as part of your prior experience or as part of your experience in the college, they have to be written in a way that they show that you are a problem solver. So there is this X problem, you did Y to produce the Z result. So that's how you need to create your consulting based CV or consulting based resume. The second piece is you need to practice a lot around guesstimate questions.
Guesstimate questions?
Yeah. So for example, how many auto rickshaws are there in Bhubaneswar? How many smartphones are there in Calcutta? These are guesstimate questions. Nobody knows for sure, right? Yeah. So you have to take some assumptions, build that model and create a number. By saying that, okay, if the population of Bhubaneswar is 12 lakhs, so maybe 3.5 lakh mobile phones are there in. So that's the modeling that you need to come up with. These are called guesstimate questions. So you need to practice a lot of guesstimate questions. And third, typically consulting interviews will ask you to solve cases. So there will be a business which is having a problem, and then you need to solve that problem. Basically, apply your structured thinking, problem solving abilities to arrive at solutions, right? The thing that most people don't do well is they start mugging up the frameworks. There are certain frameworks. So there is a cost revenue framework, there is a market entry framework. There are different frameworks that we study as part of your consulting interview preparation. So many people, what they do is they mug this up and they force feed these frameworks into the case questions. What I urge people to do is understand these frameworks and internalize, so that if the question is little twisted, you are not stumped.
Yes.
You have developed your own structured thinking, way of structured thinking, which will help you to solve the problem in your own frameworks. You don't have to really mug up and come and just go about it. So that's, I think, one of the critical ingredients in solving a case problem. So resume, guesstimates, and case problems. These are the things you need to practice a lot. Form groups, get coaching, get mentoring, whatever it takes, right? If you prepare adequately, I think you will be able to crack a consulting job.
Great, sir. Great, sir. So the kind of answers which sir is giving are really very practical, and these kind of answers we can only get from a seasoned person like you. Thank you so much that you have explained the answers so beautifully. And can you also tell us that which are the companies which basically provides these kind of job profiles of consulting
companies?
Yeah.
So again, consulting companies have got different nomenclature. So there are consulting companies like McKinsey's, Bose, Bain. These are top tier consulting companies.
Okay.
And then we have consulting companies called the Big Four, which is PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, E&Y. And we also have consulting companies such as Accenture and E&Y, Accenture and IBM. Right. And then there are also consulting wings of system integrators such as Infosys and TCS. There are many boutique consulting companies who specialize in a single area of focus. For example, there are consulting companies who focus on PE. There are consulting companies who focus on supply chain.
So
there are consulting private equity.
Okay, private equity.
Yeah, and then there are consulting companies which focuses on giving marketing solutions. So there are different kinds of consulting companies. But the core bottom line is, no matter what it is, right? Consulting, as in when you consult a company or an individual, is about solving a problem. So core skill required to build that kind of capability, it revolves around you being able to do a structured thinking, being able to do problem solving, and most importantly, being able to articulate and present it in a way that the customer or the client is able to accept and consume. I think these are fundamental pillars. So irrespective of the company, these are going to stay.
All right.
We need to work on that to sharpen them.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for helping me and the viewers. And the beauty of this show is that not only the viewers, my students get benefited, even I am also getting benefited. So lots of learning from my guest speakers, especially from you, sir. Thank you so much. And lastly, I would like you to give a strong message to my viewers, to my students. So,
right. Yeah. So this is my favorite part. So whenever I go to colleges where youngsters are there, I tell them that there are few things I want to basically want them to imbibe. Right? Yeah. So first and foremost is skills. Right. So in today's day and world, there is huge importance on hard skills. Okay.
Yes.
So if you're a tech grad, then they keep you telling DSA, ML, AI, etc., etc. And if you're a business grad, then they talk about digital marketing, finance, etc., etc. While hard skills are an integral part of your professionalism,
yes,
spend a lot of time in developing your soft skills, because soft skills are critical to make you thrive in the job environment. Right. Hard skills will get you into the job. Soft skills will help you do better at job, get promotions, do well in your job. So soft skills are an absolutely important aspect that is so overlooked, that nobody really understands the importance of it. So I think it is highly recommended that you develop your soft skills as much as you can, because it's a continuous learning process. Right. So that's message number one. Message number two is, in an age of YouTubes and digital consumption, reading books has gone out of fashion. Yeah. But do read a lot of books. Okay, lot of books you should read. There are many good books like Atomic Habits, Psychology of Money. There is Start with a Why by Simon Sinek. Lot of people are writing great stuff in the book. And book is the next best thing to talk to an author.
Yeah.
talking to an author is great, and if you can't do that, the next best thing is read their books, because that's where they have distilled their thoughts.
Yeah, you can understand their mindset.
Absolutely. Yes. So even look at this book, Corporate Brahmastra. I personally read this book, right, and it is full of knowledge nuggets. Okay, it's so rich in soft skills that you will get a lot of lesson in terms of getting started. And then you can read as much as you want. There is no end to it. The more you read, the better you get. Right. So that's message number 2. And message number 3 is, which is very, very critical. Understand how your journey in the corporate is going to be. Yeah. You are not going to be a fresher ever. So skill, competency, behavior, attitude, outlook, you put everything, which I call as professional quotient. You keep improving the professional quotient as you go up in the ladder, based on what is expected of you at a certain years of experience. Yeah. So if you can do these 3 things correct, I think it's going to be incredible corporate journey for all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, and lovely answers by you, and so many insights, and it was indeed a very deep and meaningful conversation with you, and the answers which you gave are really very practical and relatable. You gave so many examples, and the best part was that you were explaining the answers in a very structured way. And whenever I talk to you, sir, I feel really very motivated, and I get a lot of information from you. And today also I got, I'm sure my viewers also got a lot of information, a lot of new things we all got to know. So thank you so much for coming to my show and accepting my invitation, coming to my show without giving a second thought. It is indeed an honor for me, sir.
Thank you so much. I think I also enjoyed the questions. They were very thought-provoking and very relevant. That is the key. If you don't speak relevance, and then you are of course irrelevant. So
I'm happy that I could do some justice to the show.
Absolutely. And I wish all the success in forthcoming episodes. Yeah. And all the best.
Thank you. All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And this is a small gift from my end.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So friends, we have come to the end of the show, and it was indeed a great conversation with sir, and I hope that you also enjoyed this conversation. And if you really enjoyed this conversation, then please do like, do comment, and do share, especially with people who are preparing for corporate jobs and the people who want to excel in their corporate journey. So see you in the next episode with some interesting conversations. Till then, stay happy and stay healthy. This is Arvind Das signing off from the Corporate Brahmastra Show.